Hi guys, so today I'm going to do my monthly book review video on 7 books, and most of them were really bad. So I'm just going to get right into it. So the first one I have is a Sherlock Holmes book. It's not by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, it's by somebody else. It's by L.B. Greenwood, and it's called Sherlock Holmes and the Chistle of Scotland. I don't know if that's how you say it or not, but this is what it looks like. It's a small little book. I got that at a flea market, and I got that at a flea market. And what it's about is a Sherlock Holmes. It's exactly like what Sir Arthur Conan Doyle writes, except for the fact that it's by a different author, and it's just about him. He goes to Scotland because this woman was supposed to get married to this guy for money or something, and she couldn't get married until she found that chisel thing, because it was something you put in your hair or something, and then he has to figure out where it is so they can get married, and that's how it goes. That book was just okay. It wasn't really great, maybe because the real person who writes Sherlock Holmes didn't write it. I don't know. So this book is the last book that I finished for this month, and this is V.C. Andrews' Bittersweet Dreams, and this is what it looks like. That book wasn't that good. Like, it wasn't one of her books that were, like, really good, and it wasn't like it didn't seem like it was like a horror / thriller book, like just like a fiction genre book. And that book was about a girl, her mom's dead, her dad remarried to a woman, and she just calls her his new wife all the time. And they have wife has a daughter from her previous marriage, and it happens to both of them. And it gets the girl, Mayfair, to go to a different school that's for geniuses, sort of. And that's where the book ends. She gets this house where she's supposed to be. It's only like a small house that fits like 15 students for school, and that's about it. It wasn't really good. I thought it was gonna be more about like the Foxworths, because that's what the Forbidden series is sort of about. But it had nothing about the Foxworths in it. I got that book at Walmart a week ago. It was supposed to come out in October, and it didn't until November, and it's still at Walmart. It had, I forget, did it say how many chapters in it? Yeah, I think it did, but I forget how many chapters were in it. Probably like 20 something. It had 371 pages in it, plus an epilogue and a prologue. Excuse me. And that's about it. So, the book was just okay. So, if you like V.C. Andrews, you might be a little bit disappointed at this book. Just saying. So, this book that was the first book I read for this book review was 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. I think that's how you say her last name. I'm not really sure. So, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But this is what it looks like. It's a really big book. It wasn't made into chapters. It was just made into parts. So what happens is the woman's a judge, and her daughter goes to school where there's a shooting, and they're trying to figure out like who did. They figure out that the kid who did it was her her guy friend back in like when she was really young. And they're 16, and they find out that something that she did she did something that was really bad, and then she goes off to jail with the guy who shot everybody at the school. It's really shocking what she did. But yeah, and it goes back and forth. Like, it goes back to, like, they talk about it, and then it goes to, okay, like, this is, like, 5 years later, or 10 years later, when they were just little kids, and then it goes back to the scene of the crime and stuff like that, and then it goes back and forth like that. It was just an okay book. It really wasn't that good. It didn't have nothing really exciting in it to me. and it really wasn't that, like, they knew who did it, so it was kind of like, well, why read the rest of it, you know, until they say what happened at that. This book, I got that at, I don't know where I got the book. I think I got it at a book sale. This book, I think I got at a book sale, too. And this is by Nelson DeMille, and this is By the Rivers of Babylon, and this book was really bad. This is what it looks like. I can't even describe to you what this book's about, because I don't even know what this book's about. The only thing I remember is it's about these people and their plane crashes somewhere near the rivers of Babylon, and they have to fight all of these different people. For what? I have no clue. I don't even know if it's like a thing where their plane crashed and then they think they're living in Babylon when Babylon was around. I don't know. That book really wasn't that good. Like, his books they have like a biblical or some kind of like ancient thing that goes on in his books. And that book really wasn't good. The cathedral book that I did a previous book review on was better, but this one was really bad, you guys. Like, I don't even, like, it was really bad. Like, I didn't even finish it. Like, I was trying to pull through to finish it for you guys, and I couldn't finish it. That's how bad it was. I just couldn't finish the book. So, the next book I have was actually a good book. The only book I think that was good that I read in this, but this book is about, I don't think I ever did, I was going to put this in a previous book review, the previous book review video that I did, but I didn't, and this was called Barefoot by Elin Hilderbrand. I think that's how you say her name, and it's Barefoot, and it says 3 women, 3 secrets, 1 long hot summer, and this is what it looks like. So two of the girls are sisters, and the one is the one sister's best friend. And what happens is the one sister finds out that she has cancer, and she wants to have one last, like, hurrah, you could say. And she takes her sister and this sick sister's friend with her. And they just, they all have different secrets. Like, the one has cancer, obviously. The one sister is pregnant, and it's by her cheating husband, and she doesn't want to tell her husband that she's pregnant or anything like that. And I think the friend, I forget what the friend did. I don't really know what the friend did. Or maybe is the friend pregnant? Maybe the friend's pregnant. Yeah, the friend's pregnant, and then she starts like this little love affair with this younger guy who helps his dad in the air traffic controlling / airplane business stuff. So yeah, so there's a lot that goes on in that book, and this book is sort of like Sex in the City, sort of, because these women, they're not like young, they're like older. They're not like that older, like 40s maybe, and they just remind me of Sex in the City. So if you like Sex in the City, you might actually like this book. This book is really good. I mean, it didn't, I don't think it had any chapters in it. I think it was mostly just in parts. So it went like prologue, and then part 1, like June, part 2, like late July, stuff like that. That's how it went. So the chapters are really long, or parts are really long. Like, one part goes from page 1 to page 170. That's how long that chapter / part is. And it's not like one book that's based on one sister's point of view or the friend's point of view. It's like there's a break, and then it gets into the next the other sister's story or the friend's story. So it goes on like that. So this next book that I read was really bad, and I got this at a book sale, and the reason why I got this is because I'm obsessed lately. If you saw some of my other videos, like a book haul video, that I really was into, like, the British Queen and royalty and stuff like that, so I bought books that were, like, Queenry, but this book isn't even about the Queen or Queen in, like, the 1600s or whatever. It's about somebody named Queen name. That's what it looks like. You can't really see it because there's a glare in it, but that's what it looks like. This book was really bad. I couldn't even finish it, and I didn't even know what this book was even about, you guys. I read it, and it was like it went in one ear and out the other. It sucked really bad, so don't get this book. Like, even if you have to read it for, like, a class or something, it's just really bad, you guys. And I just don't know what this book was about. I'm sorry, guys. I just hate that book. So this book is by Nicholas Sparks. It's the last book I have for this book review, and it's called See Me, and this is what it looks like. So this book I really didn't like by Nicholas Sparks. I don't know why. It just sounds like one of his books that he wrote before. It kind of, I forget what it's called. It's like, I think it was called like The Best of Me or something that they did a movie about. Like, last year, maybe even this year, and it's similar to that book because the guy, he has a record and everything, and his love interest got out of a relationship, and if he does anything bad, he can't become a teacher like he wants to because they won't hire a teacher with felonies and stuff like that. So it's basically just like, you know, like them dating, and then something happens in the book that changes everything. And then they love each other at the end. And it really wasn't that good. It reminded me of, like, The Best of Me. Like, if you ever read that book is similar, sort of, except, like, the endings are different. But, yeah, it sort of just sounded like The Best of Me book, like, when I read it, and it just really wasn't that good. Like, it was a real disappointment, because I love Nicholas Sparks books, and this book was just a disappointment. So don't waste your money on this book. It was at Walmart. I don't know if it's still at Walmart. I think it cost like $20-some, and it was a waste of money because this book was not good at all, you guys. It sucked really bad. So that was my book review for the month of November. Comment below and tell me your books that you want me to read, or any recommendations you want me to read for next month. Have a great day, and I hope I see you guys next time with another book review video.